A very warm welcome to another exciting edition of Smell the Coffee. Today I am here with a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous hun. Her name is Abigail and she will be joining us on this edition. We are going to have so much fun. We do promise a jam-packed show filled with bizarre news, entertainment, exciting interviews and everything in between. How are you doing?
Hi everyone, I'm great. How are you doing? The lovely Aina coming
I'm
from
doing
you.
well.
I'm so flattered.
I'm doing great. So let's talk about what your opinion is on, friendships or friends who do not communicate that you've had them and then they just cut you off abruptly.
Oh, guys,
Do you
this is a
think
good one.
do you think that we should be confrontational in our relationships or should we just like take hints and perhaps guard our own peace and just remove ourselves from situations that no longer serve us?
Ooh, I like this one, guys. This one, I feel like it's one of those where you need to balance it. I'm definitely for when you know, like, okay, now I need to just cut off because you must act. People look at actions. When you're talking, like, stop doing that, stop doing that every time. People don't take you seriously.
Yes.
But also you want to balance that, knowing the right relationships. Like, no, this is a good relationship. I'm going to invest in this one. Let me give grace. What about you?
Yes.
What do you think?
I think I also do agree with you. For me, I don't think you should cut off people abruptly. I feel that we should always have a conversation. We should always talk about, the things that are bothering us as friends so that we can, sort out our differences. And even if we are going to break up as friends, then it should be on the grounds that, I've said my piece, you've said my piece, and it's just not going to work out. These are irreconcilable differences, and that's fine. As opposed to me just assuming, and say, what did I do to Abigail? Did I hurt her?
No, really.
Why is she not saying that I hurt her? And if I did hurt her, can she afford me the opportunity to at least apologize? Even if we are never going to make up ever again, even if this is the end of the relationship, at least I know that my conscience is clean. I have apologized to her. So I think I'm not necessarily confrontational, but I think if you've hurt me, I'd let you know so that I can just give you that opportunity. If you want to apologize, apologize. Also, I want to hear from your side. Sometimes these things are unintentional.
It's true. We're human.
Sometimes the person is not doing it deliberately to hurt you. It just so happens that you are hurt and you are offended. But I think it's absolutely necessary to just give the person an opportunity to tell their side of the story. If they hurt you deliberately, then they'll say, no, I hurt you because you also are not a nice person, or you did it first to me, or no, I didn't know that you were hurt about this. So yeah, that's my stance.
A wise hun, my dear.
So,
You're so spot on.
but I think also relationship dynamics are different. There are those who will just not confront you. There are those who would just leave you alone. And I think that's fine. And there are those that will tell you what you have done. But either or, if you see that your friend is a bit weird, is acting distant from you, and this is somebody you talk to every day, I think reach out. Reach out and be like, oh friend, I see we are no longer as close. Did I do something? Are we good? What's happening? And then you just hear from their end, because sometimes people don't know how to express themselves. A lot of them don't know how to express themselves. So if you care, then ask. And if you don't care, also just let it go.
You leave it.
Yeah,
you
let it
make your
go.
bed, you lie in it.
Yes.
And then you've done your part, you're free. Because you made a very good point. Sometimes it can be so hurtful when a friend doesn't tell you. Like, and maybe it was a misunderstanding that they assumed something in their own head, and they make stories, and then later you find out, no, it wasn't true. Now a friendship goes down the drain. So discernment.
Discernment is key. Absolutely. We will be right back after the short commercial break. Do not go away.
Welcome to the Business 7 Show, Namibia's primary economic analysis program. My name is Sohane Klache, and we bring you in-depth news covering the main aspects of Namibia's economy, plus interviews of key economic individuals that make the key policy decisions that shape our nation's future. Join us on Business 7 every week as we unpack what is important to our nation and what drives its economy.
All right, now getting us into our top stories. What do you have?
A bizarre social media feud between rapper Nicki Minaj and ex-NFL star Des Bryant captivated fans in early August 2025. It began after Bryant criticized Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, dragging in Roc Nation and Jay-Z. Minaj, who has an ongoing beef with Roc Nation, unexpectedly jumped in, framing a story time challenge tied in Bryant's posts, right? What started as tweets quickly escalated, and Nicki Minaj, she dredged up Bryant's 2012 domestic violence arrest, which he denies, while Bryant fired back by highlighting that Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, is a registered sex offender. In a shocking twist, Nicki Minaj publicly offered Bryant $10 million in cash to fight the petty Bryant, and then he accepted the offer, saying he'd stomp him right in front of you if she delivered the money. So following the heated exchange, Bryant posted an apology acknowledging he let his emotions take over and emphasized that he didn't want more drama. So what are your thoughts on this drama situation?
I was on social media when that whole situation was unfolding. I'm a Nicki Minaj fan. I will always be on Nicki Minaj's side, whether she's right or wrong. I think that's besides the point. I think a lot of people target her and they make her out to look like the problem, while she's not the problem in actual fact. So for that reason, I think, I actually don't have any thoughts regarding this. I just feel like I think it was a good clap back for her to respond. I love that she responded. And one thing about Nicki, she's going to respond. You are not going to bully Nicki.
And she's gonna drag.
She's gonna respond and she's gonna drag you. I think the 10 million thing was just like a joke.
Me too,
She was not serious about it. But Nicki Minaj has been very vocal about Roc Nation and Jay-Z and Caesar and Cardi B. She has been really vocal about the things that she's not happy about. I don't know exactly what this drama is all about, but go Nicki. Do not let them bully you, and that's all that I can say. Now, moving over to another, exciting story. Popular TV presenter, talk show host. His name is Terrence J. That's Terrence J. and his girlfriend, or soon-to-be wife. Now, in a viral post, Terrence J's engagement to his girlfriend Mikala Sultan have been receiving backlash online after he announced the countdown to their marriage in May 2025. That's on the 27th, right? So he is best known as a host of BET Music Video Countdown, and then also the 106 and Park from 2006 to 2012. Now, their engagement pictures now resurfaced again on social media online in August, sparking another outrage, another significant discussion over their 16 years of age difference. So now, Terrence is 43 and Mikala is 27 respectively. So they shared their news of their engagement in December 2023 on their Instagram stories, and people were there to celebrate them. So this is what everyone is saying. These are just some of the tweets or some of the people's opinion. What's up with these old brothers getting married to young women? Hey, she better just make sure she better just make sure he set her up nice in a case of divorce. Another person said emotionally unavailable date partners that are at their same immaturity level. Men like him date down emotionally, so no one expects growth. Congrats, I guess. I don't know. So just to give like summary of this story, Terrence, we all know Terrence, been on TV, very popular. So in 2023, he then engaged his girlfriend, that girl. And at the time, he was 41 and she was 25. So currently, Terrence is 43, and then the girl is 27. But people are still having an issue with the age difference. The age difference is like 16 years. Do you think that's appropriate?
Sure, this is a tricky one, hey, because this topic has been ongoing for decades, for centuries. It's okay, maybe, I don't know about centuries, if I should say, because back in the day, that was normal, like age gap relationships. We've gotten evolved and more civilized, and but I'm torn. I feel like I don't see an issue in it, but also I don't see an issue in it. But at the same time, it's like it's very situational. In that situation, how was their dynamic? How mature was she? Because also I feel like when some people say, "Oh, they want to date, like they're like in the early 20s or like 18, they just hit, the right age. Then they like, no, I'm in love, I want to be with a 50-year-old or whatever. Also, they're not psychologically developed enough, like their is it the frontal lobe? Yeah. At 25, that's when a woman's frontal lobe is developed. So it's things you look at, different things you look at, in my opinion. What do you think?
I think you have summed it up so well that I don't even need to add anything on that. But what I will add is an exciting interview, and here is Glenora.
Xavier Klute, the conductor, the amazing conductor, I have to add. We are on an intermission right now. I was, bawling in tears. It was such a beautiful performance. Thank you for what you're doing. I do love that you're working with the young musicians. How was it working with them and nurturing their talent?
Yeah, it's for some of them, it's the first time that they get to be on stage and perform with an orchestra. So for me, my role, I make sure that they're always calm and that they are always relaxed, and try and guide them through the process of rehearsal and the process that goes from first rehearsal to performance. It can be daunting sometimes for them, and sometimes they do feel the nerves and the stress, but so I try to keep them as calm as possible. Yeah.
No, it was really amazing, and it all came together very beautifully. Speaking of the orchestra in Namibia, do you think that the orchestra, especially in the country right now, there's a lot of challenges in terms of just, showcasing, or do you think that more people are coming out and supporting the orchestra?
Yes, I think more people are coming, and we have to say thank you to RMB and the National Arts Council for funding and sponsoring these events. Otherwise, nobody would ever be exposed to it. It's such a niche market, and there is a lot of appreciation for the arts, and especially orchestral music in Namibia. So I think what RMB is doing and the National Arts Council is fantastic, to let everybody be part of and experience classical music in a different form. Yeah.
Now let's get back to the man himself, Xavier. How did you find your way into the world of classic music?
Well, I had to make a tough decision between physiotherapy and music, and and I chose the latter because I couldn't see myself in that role, and I thought music. I always like to challenge myself in different ways, and the path of a musician it varies, and you have to, if you want to make a success of it, you have to put in the hours, you have to put in lots of hard work, but not be thrown off course by being intimidated by other more experienced musicians, and rather learn from them on your journey, your individual journey to get to where you want to be, and take some advice from more experienced musicians. I was lucky to have a lot of mentors in my career, which I would never be able to thank them enough for the input and the dedication they gave to me, and so that I can become what I envisioned to be.
And we are grateful because we love the man that you are now.
Thank you so much.
Speaking of tonight's performance, what's the one thing that you want to leave the audience with?
I want to leave them in awe. I want to leave them in awe. I want to leave them wanting more, so that these events and concerts can become more frequent in Namibia, because I can see that there's an appreciation for it. I can see there's a hunger. I can see there's a thirst for it. So I would love them to be, wanting more all the time. I think that's my goal, and to inspire the musicians, to inspire the orchestra, to inspire the audience to always come to these concerts and come to these events and experience classical music like they've never heard it before.
Speaking of wanting more, what more can we expect from Xavier?
For me? Well, I've been a regular here for a couple of years, so I don't know, in terms of more, I always give my best to the orchestra when I'm here, so I think in future you'll be able to experience more of my best.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
I'm hoping I'm saying it correctly, but I know I just butchered your name, so please forgive me.
Fine, 100%.
How are you feeling? What an amazing performance tonight was. Can you give us just an overall overview of the performance tonight?
Well, I just love the starting of the performance because we have these young soloists and they were amazing tonight. They all gave their best and we saw them developing over the week, and really they were all on peak performance today, and it was so great to see them really smile when they went done with their pieces, and they were really just couldn't believe they did it, and that's just amazing.
We were left in awe, and we also wanted more. How important is it to nurture young talent, especially when they are that young?
It's super important to start as young as possible because it needs many years to get on a level that it's more than just weak. Yeah, because it's, especially if you try to learn the violin at the beginning, it sounds horrible for everybody who's around. So you need the time to be able to develop and to learn and to get there. And yes, the younger you start, the better, the more time you have to develop it. Of course, you can also start later, but it's, it's never too late.
I'm so inspired. I'm going to pick up and learn something next year.
Yes,
so,
please, start.
because of their performance.
Great, fantastic. Would be fantastic, really, because you can always start. And yeah, you always can have fun with music.
What's your message to orchestra lovers in Namibia, and just to also young Namibian musicians who wants to get into classical music?
I think we have a great future for classical music in Namibia Because if you look into our orchestra, there are so many young people in. It's not only old people, it's young people in. It's vibrant, it's working together. And yes, if you work hard, if you get to a level where you can start playing in the orchestra, we will include you, because we are taking in these young players. And for example, sometimes they just play one piece for one concert, yeah, because they just rehearse on one piece, they play that one piece good, and the next time perhaps they play 2 pieces, and the next time perhaps 3 pieces, and then suddenly they are a full member of the orchestra. And that's the way how you can also grow into that whole story. And I just love to have so many young people and everybody together, because that's the thing that we want to do. It doesn't matter which language you speak, it doesn't matter which skin color you have, it doesn't matter anything. Music speaks for itself.
Thank you. Music speaks for itself. I'll definitely take that with me.
Thank you.
I'm here with Jana. We are at the NTN, and I just witnessed an amazing performance. Hi, how was it for you?
It was so lovely. It's my first time being in Windhoek, first time performing with the orchestra, and the first time it was just wonderful to have the young musicians be able to showcase and to play for the Namibian audience. It's been fantastic.
How was it working with Xavier on this production?
It's been actually very nostalgic for me. Xavier and I graduated together back in 2011, so quite a few years ago, and it's the first time we've worked together in a professional capacity. So it's really been wonderful, at this point of our career, just to be in the same place and working together again, and making music together in Namibia.
Do you feel like you are a mentor to the young musicians?
I would hope so. I would hope so. I think I'm quite a few years on in my music making and my career. Some of them have come up and asked some questions and asked for advice. So it's been wonderful just to not only just play and be here as a professional, but to also be able to give a little bit of input where I can. Yeah.
For the young ones watching, right now, what advice do you have for them wanting to, get into the industry, get into playing an instrument, and also how intimidating that can be for them? What advice do you have for them?
Goodness, that's a big question. I wasn't prepared for that. I would say perhaps, number one, everyone's path is different. So not to be intimidated if your path doesn't look like someone else's path. I think as a musician and as a young musician, it can be intimidating, especially when you see other people's journeys and you compare yourself to someone else. But everyone's journey is different, and to not give up. It takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, but also have fun along the way while you're making music. It really is a gift.
Thank you so much. Have fun along the way. I'm definitely taking that.
Wonderful.
I'm here with 2 young soloists, and I want to have them introduce themselves to the audience.
I'm Simon now.
Juliet now.
Okay, great. It's nice to meet you guys. You guys were absolutely phenomenal. Let's talk about your piece. How was that for you?
I personally really love my piece because I'm a big fan of that composer, and I love playing pieces, so I really enjoyed it.
Were you nervous for today's performance?
Yeah, but if you're not nervous, it doesn't matter.
You heard that right. If you're not nervous, it doesn't matter. Could you talk about your piece? You both absolutely blew me away. What was the inspiration behind your piece?
Sorry?
The inspiration behind your performance.
It's an elegy, so it's for someone who died, and I just want to share my emotions with the audience.
It was very, very emotional. Did you feel challenged tapping into something so painful?
Yes.
How did you overcome that?
Practice.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Thank you so much, guys. Any final words that you have for our audience in terms of just coming out and watching the orchestra?
I really enjoyed it, so I hope they enjoyed it.
Yes, so that means the next ones, we are all coming out in numbers. Thank you guys so much. All right, we'll be right back with more Smell the Coffee.
Thank you so much for watching our show today. We will be back tomorrow. It's 4:45 Friday,
we will be bringing you more exciting news. Diana will be back in our company, and we absolutely cannot wait to see you then. Until tomorrow, it's all our love, all our light.